So let's hope for the best, fingers crossed. Without talking too much, let's get into the charts and let me show you what I have for the week. So the first pair that we're going to be looking at is GBP card. As you can see, GBP card on the weekly time frame is bullish. As we haven't closed above or below this last market swing here. And on the daily time frame, we can also see that the market is currently bullish, but it's also at the same time retesting our area of interest. That's why this is our top pair for the week, because on the weekly time frame, you can see that we have this week retest into we have this week retest into our area of interest. On the daily time frame, we can see a retest of our area, which we then be waiting for the market to give us our indications on the lower time frame for us to then look for buys to the upside. For me here, the risk to reward looks good in my opinion, because I'll probably have it like this. This will be my target for that trade, which would be 1 to 4 risk to reward ratio. And that's a very beautiful risk to reward. And if you look at the way the market moves, it's very, very realistic that the market is going to hit that level. The next pair that we have for the week is Euro USD. On Euro USD, you can see the higher time frame. It's currently bullish as we closed below this previous market structure points here. Let's go into details. You can see the markets have been creating higher highs, lower highs, higher high, lower high. And the market failed to create another higher high, creating a lower high. But the market came back and created a new higher high, a lower high, higher high. And the market shifted, creating a lower low, lower high, failed to create another lower low at this point. We've now created a higher low, but also failed to create higher high. Now we are at this point because we have identified that the market is bearish. We are waiting to see what happens here. We are waiting to see the market retest this key point. You see, anytime we're above here, the market is going up, and going up, going up. Anytime we're above, so and you can see here, anytime we're under, the market is going down. Anytime we're under, the market is shooting down. So that's what I'll be expecting here. If we go down to the daily time frame, it's a bit more clearer. You'll be able to see it properly. You can see now, basically what I'm just waiting for is for the market to give us retracement into our area of interest, to also then look for interesting now at this point to take the trade to the downside. The next pair that we have for this week is GBP USD. GBP USD and Euro USD, they're almost the same thing, but I like to have both of them because one is usually more clearer, and I would say GBP USD is more clearer most of the times. But it's the same thing here. The market is currently bearish. So the market is currently bearish, and as you can see, anytime we're under, we're going down. Anytime we're above, we're buying. And right now, the market is currently under that area of interest. So what would I be waiting for? I'm waiting for, on the daily time frame, is for the market to give us a retest of our area of interest here, then a sell to the downside. The next pair I'll have for the week is USD CHF. On USD CHF, the market has been in the position where it has been at its lowest point in history. But right now, we are seeing a potential reversal, a potential move back to the upside, with the market creating a shift of structure. Let's say other people will need the, what I call them, also likes to see change of character. Yes, the market has changed its character at this point. We have changed from a bearish character to a bullish character. And you can see here at the same time the market formed our head and shoulder pattern, which we will be waiting for the market to give us a retest at this level. At this point, let's go down to the daily time frame. So basically what I'll be waiting for on the daily time frame is for the market to give us a retest into this level. Then we'll look for our buys to the upside. The next pair that we're going to be looking at is AUD-JPY. On AUD-JPY on the weekly time frame, we can see that the market has just shifted bearish. like we used the other time, it just changed character. So a bearish character from bullish one. On the daily time frame, you can see that shift clearly, makes things very clear. And you can see on the daily time frame, the market has come to this our area of interest. We tested it. Anytime we're above, you can see that we're buying. Anytime that we're below, we're selling. So we can see that the market gave us an engulfing, which is a strong indication that the market is heading to the downside. So what I'm waiting for, I'll go down to lower time frame, which is 4 hour time frame. And initially, what we were waiting for was for the market to shift, like to give us a shift of structure, which is what we see here. The market shifted from a bullish structure to a bearish structure. Right now, you can see that the market has closed above bullish, but what I'm waiting for basically, in order for me to be more confident in this setup, is for the market to, let me take this off, for the market to give us a shift closing below these points here, we will test for us to then take this trade to the downside. So those are the pairs I have for the week. We never know what's going to happen during the week, but I have a very good feeling about this week. So let's see how it goes. Watch the markets. And always remember, plan your trade. Don't plan your trade, trade the plan. Plan your trade, trade your plan. Plan your trade, trade. I see that stuff will save you from a lot of unnecessary, trades. Like when you have like now I've already planned these trades out. Why would I now go and be looking at other trades to be looking to take? That's just unnecessary things you put in your mind and gets you distracted when you can just focus on the main thing you're supposed to focus on. Um, thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow, which is going to be Monday. And we'll catch up. We'll see what's happening in the market to break it down again. If there's any trade, if there's any potential trades that we'll be taking. See you. Catch you then. Hey guys, welcome to another weekly video with Trade with Lakon. Basically today is Monday, 12 p.m. already. 12 p.m. to the 2nd of June, as you can see, 12 p.m. and we're about to enter the New York session. So we're just going to do like a breakdown of what, we did some analysis. If you watched earlier, we did some analysis on Sunday, predicting, like having a forecast of what we'll be expecting from the market. So without talking too much, let's get into that and see where we are at in the market and what potentially we could be watching. So the first pair that we're going to be having is GBP card. On GBP card, I said earlier, yesterday, Sunday, that I'll be just waiting for my entry signal. Basically, I said I'll be waiting for the market to come and retest this area here, give me my entry signal for me to take the bias to the upside. And as you can see, we're having just that. And there's something I want to say, like, when you have a pair where you're on the daily time frame and you're looking to execute a trade, like you're looking for like proper a clean market structure that gives you your indication of where the market is going to, I would advise you to always jump down to the 1 hour time frame. For this pair now, you can see on the 1 hour time frame is more clearer compared to the 4 hour time frame. If you look at the 4 hour time frame, you will see that the market just, when it goes down, comes up. So it's not really clear. When you look at the 1 hour time frame, you'll see that the market shows clear market structure moves. You can see the market was bearish going down, and at this point it shifted bullish. So basically what I was waiting for on 1 hour time frame was for the market to come and give us a retest of this area or this area for us to then look for the buys to the upside. And right now you can see we have our double bottom, we have our shift of structure. So basically this trade is ready for me to take, but I'm still going to be waiting for extra confirmations, which I don't think I'm waiting for any extra. I think we'll be taking this trade live right now. What's before pay stop loss? GBP card. Let's do that, guys. GBP card. Read 0.2 by stop loss at 186, 1.86, 711. So basically I'm going to be risking $120 on this trade. Usually I think I would take another position on this. Usually want to mix about 250. So I'm going to take another position, 186.7. So as you guys can see, we're currently in this trade. As you can see, we're currently in this trade. I'm trying to hide my balance. But we're currently in this trade right now, risking about $250 on this trade. Let's see what the market has for us. Hopefully, we start off our Monday good. As you can see, we're already in profits, about $4 in profit. You can see about $4 in profits. The next pair that we're going to be looking at is let me confirm. The next pair that we're going to be looking at is Euro USD. On Euro USD, basically, like what I said yesterday, nothing much has happened in the market since then. We're in a bearish run. Right now, we're just waiting for the market to give us a retracement into this area. And if you look, when you have your FIB tool, you only use the 50% Fibonacci level, which is equilibrium. That's why I call it equilibrium level. That's and that's a fair price to pay for this current market price. And if you look, the 50% aligns properly with our area of interest. Over here, you see 50%. So I'll be waiting for the market to get to around that area for me to then look for like trades to take. If I see my entry signal and all that. This move here that happened before, I called it, but I wasn't able to execute because I wasn't really like into the markets because of the war with Iran and everything. So I've just been very, very careful with this kind of setups I take. The next one I'll have is GBP USD. On GBP USD, basically the same thing with Euro USD, but me personally, I prefer GBP USD because I think there's more volume. The market moves more with GBP USD, and there's like the structure is just cleaner. It's just better than Euro USD, in my opinion. Like everybody has like their own choice, what they like, what they don't like. But for me, I prefer GBP USD. The next pair I'll have is AUD JPY. AUD JPY is another pair that I'm like really into, but not so into at the same time. Basically, what I'm waiting for right now for this pair is for the market to give us a move, which is already happening, as you can see, closing above this previous market point. Even if it's just a bit, closing above this previous market point here, but also then look for a break under this structure point, give us a retest in our area of interest for us to then take the sell to the downside. And if you notice, anytime we're under, we're selling. Anytime we're above, we're buying. Anytime we're under, we're selling. So that's what I'm waiting for. Hopefully, we get to see that happen within this week. It's a very, very beautiful setup to take because I think there's a lot of room. There's a lot of room because this is like literally the beginning of this move, and if we're able to catch it, man, it's going to be good, basically. So I think it's going to have a deeper retracement maybe to this point before we start heading down. The next pair is USD CHF. On USD CHF, basically we're waiting for the same thing. On USD CHF is one pair I'm really interested in because the market has been trending downwards for a very, very long time. For a while now, has been, since about 2022, the market has been trending downwards, and we are seeing something like a change of character in the markets, from changing from a bearish character to a bullish character. And also we can see the market forming a head and shoulder pattern, which is very interesting and a very, very strong reversal pattern that the market gives us anytime it's about to start going the opposite direction. So it's very good for us if we catch this move very, very early and capitalize off it. If we go down to the daily time frame, basically on the daily time frame, the same thing. We're just waiting for the market to come into our area of interest. Here, they gave us our entry signal for us to then take trade to the upside. I think that's all. Okay, CHF JPY, same thing. We're just waiting for a retest of our area of interest for us to then take the trade to the downside. USD JPY, I don't think I'm really looking at USD JPY right now because I don't just like the way the market structure looks. I think I'll take it off. So these are the pairs that we're currently focused on. We're currently in this position right now, which should be in significant profits. We should be in profit. Let me not say significant profit. Let me show you guys. So we're currently up $18. $18. It isn't a small thing. $18. Do have it easy. Yeah. And this is just trading, man. I really love trading. Like, I've always been obsessed with it. Hopefully we keep the momentum going. Like we get something out of it. Thank you guys for watching. See you tomorrow, which is Tuesday. Bye.
Hey guys, welcome to today's video. We're currently in drawdown, but I don't think so anymore. But let's get into the charts. Let's not talk too much. Had a long day today, but let's see what we're having in the market. Without talking too much, let's get into it. Let's fucking go. Um, so first pair I'm going to be looking at is AUDJPY. As you know, yesterday I called AUDJPY that we'll be waiting for. We'll be looking for our entry signal during London session today, but we didn't get that. We got our entry signal during the Asian session, so we're not able to capitalize on this trade. But let me break it down for you guys. If you go down to the 1 hour time frame, on the 1 hour time frame, you will see that we had a shift of structure right here. The market shifted to become bearish, and it gave us a retest of the previous structure point, which is also the last point before the market broke the structure. Gave us a retest and also gave us our engulfing candlestick. There is one more confirmation, which I'm not telling you guys right now because that one is exclusive, that will give you like the indication that the market is actually ready to move at that point. As you can see, we had a very, very big drop. This trade would have been a very, very beautiful trade for me, but I missed it. We live, we learn. I know sometimes it's not our fault. Like during that session, I was dozing off. Honestly, I was sleeping. I'm not even lie for you. The next one that we're going to be looking at is GP card. And one thing I need to mention to you guys is you see what's happening with me right now. That I planned a trade. I had an idea of the time where I wanted to enter that trade, which was during the London session. Although even if I had stayed up during Asian session to take this particular trade, it will be breaking my rules, and that will really affect your confidence because you will start feeling like you can do anything in the market and it will always respect you, which is not the case. So always plan your trade and trade your plan. Always have a plan when you're going into the market and stick to that plan, no matter what. If you like not stick to one, you'll collect help. The next play that we're looking at right now is the trade that we entered live yesterday, which is GBP card. We're still around our entry at the moment, but I believe this trade is it has potential. It has potential. Well, let's see what happens. Let's see how the market plays throughout the week. If we're able to hit this target at this point, which is a 1 to 2.5 risk to reward, your risk to reward always has to be a 1 to 2.5. Then I'll be looking to further my target to this point, which will give us a 1 to 3.4 risk to reward ratio. That will be a very beautiful week for us. Well, let's set our eyes on the first stage first. So when we close that milestone, we'll start thinking of the next. So we'll check this out tomorrow to see what's going on. For GBP USD, we're waiting for the market to give us a retest of our area of interest for us to then look for the sales to the downside. Euro USD, the same thing. We're waiting for a retest of our area of interest for us to take the trade to the downside. CHF JPY, waiting for the same thing, a retest of our area of interest for us to then look for the trade to the downside. And USD CHF, waiting for our retest for us to then take the trade to the upside. If you notice, there's a pattern here. We're always waiting for the retest of our area of interest. When the market gets to our area of interest, that is when we start implementing my strategy. That is plan your trade and trade your plan. How would I call it? We say PT TP. PTTP, you guys, don't forget it. PTTP, plan your trade, trade your plan. That's what we have for today. We're not talking too much. See you guys tomorrow. Hopefully, we have some good news to share. Yeah, see you guys. Thanks for watching. Bye. Hey guys, welcome to today's video. Today is currently Friday, the last day of the week. I'll be doing like I'll be dropping a screenshot of where we are at in our trade, but we're in a little drawdown. So I'll be closing that position in this video right here, as you can see here. Um, so without talking too much, let's get into the chart and let's see what has been happening in the markets. So for the trade that we took on Monday, as you can see, the market gave us our entry signal. We executed the trade at this point, And throughout this week, the market has just been bouncing down, up, down. Like the market has just been consolidating. So nothing has really happened. The buyers and sellers are still fighting, trying to see who will have the upper hand. But nevertheless, we followed our plan. We took our trade, we executed, but this wasn't just our trade. Maybe next time. The next pair that we have is AUDJPY. AUDJPY, we missed this trade earlier this week. Basically, nothing much here, but I see potential for next week because next week we can have a pullback into this area here for us to then look for a sell to the downside. The next pair that we have is Euro USD. Euro USD is the same thing. I think I already marked this up against next week. Well, there's even like literally playing out right now. But today is Friday, we won't be taking any positions. Let's see what's happening on the 4 hour time frame. Wow, 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 wow. The 4 hour time frame is looking beautiful on this pair. Euro USD. Let's see. Though this is today is Friday, so wow. Today is Friday, so I'm not really going to put in my mind on this because we can if you take this trade now today, next week the market can open. Next week the market can open and want to have a deeper retest of this area before it goes to the downside. The next pair we're looking at is CHF GPY. For CHF GPY, we're waiting for the retest of this area of interest. We can see the market just started going back there. So we're still going to be expecting the same thing next week. We'll be expecting the market to come to our area of interest for us to then look for the sales to the downside. USD CHF or USD CHF, I'm just waiting for the market to come down to our area of interest to take the trade. So some of these pairs we might see them next week, but if we have pairs with higher probability and if we see better A plus setups, we'll definitely be looking into that. So this is the end of the week. We ended up with a loss, a little loss. That's why risk management is key because if you didn't like do proper risk management, knowing where to place my stop loss. Let me explain this. See, knowing where to place my stop loss. Imagine I had placed my stop loss just directly under this low here. I would have gotten stopped out a lot of times. But what I did was I went down to my lower time frame, the execution time frame, and I looked at okay, where's the point that the market has to get to before I will say this market is invalid. And it was this point here.